Hello, hello, good day. My name is Wendy and I'm welcoming you to this another live video where we are going to make a few miracles come true. At least that is the promise of my next guest, Roya. I've seen that she's got Persian recipes in her book and I'm super curious to hear more about that. Her name is Fruity Raw Miracle and just let her in. It's all right. Woohoo. Of course, I got here the book. Ha ha ha. Also did some other stuff in between. Hello. Good afternoon. Can you hear me?
Yes. Good morning. Good afternoon, your time.
Good morning.
Nice to meet you.
Likewise. Nice to meet you too.
Thank you.
Where are you actually?
Yes.
LA?
Yes.
Los Angeles, USA. Great.
Yes.
So it's 7 in the morning, everybody.
And I love Spain. I love Spain.
Oh, you love Spain?
Very hot. Mm-hmm.
Okay, great. What is your favorite?
Well, I have only been to Barcelona.
All right. Well, it's a nice place, yeah, Barcelona.
Yes. It was beautiful.
I
haven't been anywhere else. I would love to stay there longer. I was there for 2 weeks only.
Oh, all right.
Mm.
Well, I haven't been to. Okay, 2 weeks is the maximum I've been in Barcelona itself. Yeah. I'm just trying to tap my screen here because there's so many notifications of Instagram. I see only your hair and one eye. Like, guys, I know you want to meet her, but me too. Like, go away, all these messages.
You only see half of my page.
Yeah, well, all right then. All right.
Maybe if you click your hand on the screen, it will go away.
Yeah, usually it does, right?
Mm-hmm.
But now, no. It's getting, I don't know.
Do you want
making
start the live? That way you will go in the bottom and I will on top.
No, I got it. I don't know how, but it worked. Awesome.
Okay.
I see you.
Great.
Yay. So
Yes.
I was checking out your contribution to the Ultimate Raw Vegan Bundle, and it's just a blessing to get to know you.
Same here.
And I love the title. Fruity Raw Miracle is your handle, right? And then love recipes. Like, how can you spread even more love? Do you want to share a little bit about how you came to write this book, and yeah, like what's the story that in your life that you thought, well, let's do that?
Yes. I started going on a raw vegan lifestyle when my husband was facing neuropathy. He had diabetes, had some heart problems, but then neuropathy was the one that really interfered with our lives because he had nerve damage and he had a stabbing pain in his feet and a tingling and burning sensation. So interrupted with our life, and he couldn't sleep at night, and he had to change the way he was living, like not driving that much, wearing a special shoes, a special socks, which was, something completely weird and different for him that he wasn't to. That's when we were looking for solutions, and doctor gave him just some medication and said, I gave you the mildest medication, but they have a lot of side effects. So this is not going to take the cause away. But they were so relaxed about it that, it comes with diabetes. These things happen. So we were like freaking out. What is this? So we started searching, and we found that it could get worse. It could get a lot worse. Some people get numb in their feet. And if the cause doesn't go away and it gets worse, what would happen? We were thinking, oh my God, he could go numb, not be able to walk, burn his feet, not notice it. So, we didn't have any hope. We were feeling sad, depressed, facing, you know, this is the rest of our life, this is how it's going to be. And that's when we started searching online, and we found out about the alkaline diet, that some people with alkaline food, they cured their neuropathy, you know.
Yeah.
And then we learned about what is alkaline besides baking soda. What else is alkaline? Well, alkaline, like greens can be alkaline. I remember at that time, the first thing I saw was a video from Dr. Berg that explained how to get alkaline, how to make your liver function better, all that stuff. And we were like, oh, okay, that doesn't seem that difficult. You know, it's something we can do. Greens. So we found out about certain greens like bitter gourd, and there was some other herb, Indian herb that I don't remember exactly right now, that we were chopping it, putting it in a pot. He would put his feet in there, and he started slowly getting better. We were able, actually, once he started doing the greens, he got better to a point that, and he changed to a vegan diet. We read Dr. Neil Bernard's book. He's a diabetes, so was his dad. So he started going on that, and he was able to drive. We were able to drive, so we went on a nice vacation driving. And I learned about, when I started knowing about, we watched the Forks Over Knives documentary about diabetes, and that was, you know, really exciting. And I started to learn more and study more and know about, you know, how food is being digested, how long does it take to digest food, and all that. So and then, you know, he was too afraid to try it 100% go raw because of all the medication he was taking and the problems he had. But I said, you know what, at that time I was overweight. I was gaining weight because of pre-menopause. I was facing menopause eventually, and hormonal changes in my body. So I was gaining weight, and the weight wasn't coming off. I felt like strange, like, what is this? It was, my body wasn't the normal body that I used to have, that I would less and lose weight. You know, when I was younger, it would come off so fast, so easily. But at that time, I tried so many things. Atkins diet, I tried intermittent fasting. It helped a little bit. I lost a few pounds, but then I was still tired. I had no energy. And then I had a lot of bleeding because of premenopause that was interfering with my work and life and all that stuff. And I didn't want to take, I have been taking care of my mom for like almost 23 years. So I knew about medication and side effects, and I wasn't excited to take like hormones or the ammonia, what do you call it, iron pills and all that.
Yeah,
that. So
when was it? Like, how can you, like, how long ago was that?
8 years ago.
8 years ago.
15.
Right. Oh, that's around the same time as that I went raw. So interesting.
Yeah, very nice. It's so nice to meet you and get to know you from this bundle. I'm really excited about that. So that's when it happened. And I read about you, and I looked at your book and the e-courses you have online, and that you also do some fasting, some water fasting. So I sometimes do water fasting. So that's really fascinating to me. I would like to know more about that. So that's when I started these things. And I had many other health issues that I didn't even think there were problems at that time, because you get used to living that way, and everybody else is sick around you, and all your friends are sick. So you're like,
yeah, it's so common, right? Like everybody, oh, menopause, I have hot flashes, I have weird bleedings, I have, you know, I have outbursts of emotions, and my hair is doing weird, and yeah, we're gaining weight. Everybody has that. Yeah, but that's not really how it's ideally supposed to be. You know, we're supposed to be not be bothered by our body, but be blessed and should be in a good state, right? Yeah, I understand. Yeah.
So,
and that's
I also had spare heel. I also had, that was bothering me a lot. I wasn't able to walk easily. and I couldn't find any solutions. I tried everything that I could except surgery. And I also had a bunion that, and I also had a toe that was, I twisted my toes. So my toe finger, the second one, got, doctor said it's broken, but they were saying it's naturally like that, like you were born like that. But I had a problem before that. And then my ankle was hurting, my knee was hurting. All of this stuff was happening one after another, all at the same time. And then I had problems catching my breath, heart palpitation, which runs in my family. My mom had that too. So I thought, okay, all that stuff she used to have came to me now, and I'm going to have more things happening to me. So I wasn't able to hike anymore, and I love hiking. I wasn't able to even walk and or even swim. Like swimming, I would lose my breath swimming. So that scared me. All of these things happened at the same time. So that when I started going raw, I started slowly. Like one day I said, I'm going to try just eating raw, whatever, carrots, celery, whatever I have around the house, I'm going to eat it. I thought I would have no energy, you know. I was scared because when I was eating everything, even though I was still eating a pretty healthy food, I didn't have energy. So imagine if I eat nothing but carrots and celery. I thought that I wouldn't have the energy and I wouldn't be able to do it. But I did it. The only symptoms, the biggest symptoms detox that I had was from not drinking coffee and tea. Because, you know, Persians are tea drinkers, and at work I drink coffee. Starbucks here is a big deal, I'm sure.
I understand.
Yeah.
It's fair. Yeah.
So I wasn't like getting all kind of Starbucks, different kind of smoothies. I don't know, whatever they have, all kind of, I was just getting simple coffee with nothing in it.
Still, like just the coffee itself is already, you know, hard.
Yes. So giving up that gave me headaches. That was my mostly biggest. I didn't have, but in fasting, sometimes I had some symptoms. So slowly, you know, I was able to do it. And I realized that, oh my God, the first day that I did it until 12 o'clock, I had the energy. I was able to do everything and function. And then I was able to time. And I got really happy that I had the energy to get my chores done. I was just happy that I am on my feet. I was on my feet. I could, you know, I had the energy to get things done, because here in the US, you always have a lot of things to get done. So that motivated me to keep extending the time of my raw eating, you know. And I noticed I did an experiment on my body. As soon as I had a few bites, even if it was vegan food, but if it was cooked food, I was tired again. I would get tired. I would have to take a nap or go to sleep. So that's how I learned that this really works, and the alkaline food is for real, and you know, the digestion times are all real, that we spend more time and more energy digest cooked food. So I kept doing it, and after a few months, you know, a lot of my things got slowly healed that I don't even remember how, but I was overweight at that time before I started, and the weight came off slowly. It came off.
That's what got you started, right? Like if you that you were gaining weight due to this pre-menopause, and
stopped, you know, the premenopause issues went away very easily, and then I flew through menopause. I didn't have nothing like my friends, nothing like, you know, normal people. I just felt young. I started because I wanted to experiment what it is, and then, but if it wasn't for my husband's pain, I would never be able to do it. I didn't have the strength, because I'm a food lover and emotional eater, and I heard about eating, you know, fruits, but I never thought I could give up, you know, the Persian kebabs, the Persian food, sugar, dessert, all that forever. That was like too much for me. But because I was gonna go handicap, you know, he could go handicap, not be able to walk. That affected my life too. Because of his health, you know, I just did it very easily. without cheating, I got the power to do it. And then I learned about sugar side effects and what it can do. It feeds your cancer cells, and about GMO and all. When I learned these things, as soon as I learned clearly about sugar, I just put it away. And I remember my friends were like pushing me just to have a bite of some Persian dishes they made, and I was like, no, I'm not gonna put that in my mouth. And I was so at that time, and it's anybody who talked to me about eating cooked food or something, I would show them the videos of these Persian doctors who had who cured their like cancer, or they were talking about alkaline acidity. You know, I would say, just watch this video 3 times before you talk to me.
Yeah. Yes, I get that. I get that. It's so familiar, well, to hear your path, and it's such an amazing path. It's so inspirational to hear, you know, the issues that you and your husband had, and how it like how it improved.
Yeah.
And if once we start to learn what is actually food, and do you want to fill your body and be in pain, or do you want to nourish yourself? And it's such a big difference. And I think that educational path is very individual right now. It's not automatically through families that our children still learn what is real food. So yeah, and then we all have to figure it out at a later age. So I hope that our children, my kid at least, will grow up understanding a little bit better what it's supposed to, like, what is supposed to be eating and what is actually food. So yeah. How is your husband doing?
Actually, my husband passed away. My husband passed away a few years ago.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Until the last day of his life, he was very healthy. He was very happy. He became very positive, very optimistic. He also had hernia later on, and his hernia was like 80% cured.
4 o'clock.
His hernia, which was like, even in the Persian community, they thought that, you know, the raw vegans, they thought that there would be no cure for hernia, but he did with like kind of the eating like an 80-10-10. That we met a raw vegan doctor, and he said, you know, the hernia can be healed, and he was 100% cured, but he was, I can say, 80 or 90% cured, that he was able to do his activities, lift heavy things, go hiking. Until the last day he went hiking, and we both became very positive, very optimistic about life. We felt like we were 17 years old. I mean, and he became very active. He lost weight also, and he was very optimist about life. Before he started this diet, he was like very pessimist, thinking that, you know, that's it, I'm old, this thing, I have to deal with this life, that I don't want to go through it, you know. But then after, he was like encouraging everybody to start a raw vegan diet, and he was really happy. He thought that, you know, he would have a long life. He just looked at life very positively. We both did. We were able to travel. You see, before, he also, a lot of his heart problems were solved. He didn't have the pain and the spike in his blood pressure anymore. His cholesterol went down. You know, he was very, very happy with that. Before he went raw, he was so scared of traveling that he wanted to be so close to, you know, the doctors, close to the hospital. He was getting afraid to go anywhere, because he was kind of having a panic attack, you know, thinking of, you know, what if my blood pressure spikes up or something happens. But after that, we were freely traveling. We created a lot of good memories. You know, he wasn't afraid anymore of traveling. It was like a gift given to us. That's why I call it a miracle. And also my mom, she had some healings too. When she came to me about, she was about 7 years old. She was in her 70s when she came to me to live with me. At that time, she had a lot of pain, and she had atrial fibrillation, which causes your palpitation to be faster, like not regular. And taking warfarin, the blood thinner, which was so annoying because she had to test every week. And if we traveled and I would forget her medication, I would have to go through so much to get her medication because, like, you know, she couldn't live without 1 day of medication. But then, and she was overweight too. My mom lost a lot of weight because I started introducing her to eating healthier, not 100% raw, but raw until 4, eventually, slowly. And that her pain went away. She had a lot of knee pain. You know, older people have knee pain, back pain.
And your mom's
And
still here, right?
yes, my mom is 92. She's still here. She ended up at the age of 91. I mean, it was around maybe 7 years ago that I started with her eating a little bit of raw, 6 years and a half ago. She was able to walk without even a cane. I would see her a lot of time walking in her room without a cane, and I would be like, Mom, you're still old. You better walk, hold your cane, you know. And one day she was walking outside with her walker, but at the age of 91, she was pretty happy, good health and everything, right? She didn't, by the way, she stopped taking the blood thinner because the cardiologist said she doesn't need it. It was also causing internal bleeding.
Oh,
That
wow. Yeah, better stop the blood thinner then if it's causing you internal bleeding.
It causes internal bleeding for a lot of people, and that's why they get anemia. And she got anemia, and she had to do blood transfusion, but because of that. But then once she stopped, and she got a lot better. Anyway, one day she was walking with a walker, and the walker broke. It's not that she fell, the walker fell apart, so she fell on the cement outside.
Oh.
And that had to have a hip surgery. She survived the hip surgery, and but in the rehab she had a stroke. You know, I wanted to bring her home, but they said if you go to rehab, you get physical therapy every day. Unfortunately, over there, she wasn't supervised well enough, so they didn't notice right away. It took them a few hours to notice. I called them and I said, you know, call the doctors. So we took her to the hospital. She healed from the stroke. And during the stroke in the hospital, they said she cannot eat anymore. She'll be choking if she drinks water. And they wanted to feed her through her nose.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was like, no. I mean, she doesn't want that quality of life. She loves to eat. I mean, that's all she has to do.
Yeah. You can't do much anymore, but at least you can eat. Yeah, I understand that.
And so they gave her actually water fasting for a couple of days, and I was amazed that, oh my God, doctors know about water fasting.
Yeah, that the doctors are water fasting your 90-year-old mom.
Yeah.
Wow.
91-year-old for 2 days.
Yeah.
48 hours, no water, no food, but she was on the IV.
Okay, but yeah, okay. Well, probably that helped as well, right?
Yeah. So mine, because she would choke if she would drink water, not even 1 spoon of water. But with my knowledge of fruits and eating raw, I was pushing that she can have, you know, after 2 days, a little bit of fruit, you know. I said, I'm going to turn it into a smoothie and she can try it. And they were like, it's risky. Oh, they were not letting me.
All right.
So I pushed it because I knew, I had the knowledge. So I said, you know what? They were like, she's not going to survive without water. She's going to dehydrate. And I'm like, fruits have a lot of water. Don't you know how much water is in watermelon? Watermelon is 90% water.
And it's diuretic, so you need to drink as well. Otherwise, you keep peeing all the day.
Yeah.
But it's very healing. You pee out all the toxins. So yeah. So you tried your watermelon on your mom?
I tried it. I put it in the freezer to turn it into like an ice cream kind of like, so it's not very liquidy. And she was able to eat it. She was able to eat all kind of raw vegan ice cream.
Great.
I would bring raw food to her hospital, to her twice a day. You know, I worked so hard, but I saved her. She was able to come home and eat. So she's so happy that she's able to eat food. I mean, her fingers are not 100% back, so she holds the spoon, but not very well. But she can eat. That's the thing. She's able to eat.
overcome all those struggles with your experience with on your husband and with yourself. I understand how you got inspired to make this book, and also why it's called Fruity Raw Miracle. It really deserves that name, and it is actually miracles that you are sharing. Hi. Yeah. No, you can't come in the video. It's my son coming home from school.
Nice. Yes, I
Um,
because
yeah,
yeah,
I love the love recipes that you shared, and I feel that the story with your mom is really inspirational. Yeah. Do you? Oh, we need to mention for the people, if you have not seen this book yet, the the book you can get in the Ultimate Raw Vegan Bundle, and not only this book, not Roya's book only, but
but
also my course and 38 other books and e-courses. And it's all new, and we all new to this, and we specially made it for the bundle, so it's only $50, and you can go by the link in the bio and check it out there and see if it's for you. So if you feel that this story inspired you to eat more raw food, and you want an unlimited amount of recipes for the next year, plus a bunch of courses, including mine, to make sure that you succeed, you have to go check out this link in the bio. And yeah,
and
of course, stay for the video. Well, we're not done talking.
yes, I was trying to get to your course, and I noticed that without the code, without being in the bundle, I would have to pay like 179 euro to get in. So I was so excited to be able to get in for free. I mean, just $40, you get 40 people contributed into this bundle, and you get more than 400 recipes and a lot of e-courses, yoga and your course. So I'm really excited to get to know more about you. The reason I called my book Love Recipes is because I received a lot of love. My relationship with my husband was much happier. We were just back to being like teenagers. When you live your life without fear, it's just, you can do so much more.
Oh yeah, totally. It without like fear is just the biggest thing that is holding people back. Yeah, I totally understand this.
And my mom, until the age of 91, she was able to get up. I have a camper truck that we go camping with, like an RV, and she was up 4 stairs with me into the truck, into the camper, and camping with us, all 3 of us. We went to Yellowstone. We had so much fun, beach and camp, and we went to Washington, and then we went to Yellowstone, and we came back for weeks. 3 of us in a small camper. We had so much fun. So I experienced a lot of love, a love not just for my family, but more love for animals, more love for planet, more love for the environment and for other people. Oh, cute.
Yeah, he's not allowed on the video anymore. So now he's just putting fruit in front of the camera.
Nice.
We used to do the interviews together, but yeah, it's not his business, it's mine.
So can you know more about your programs? What do you offer? Experience, or whatever you like to talk about yourself.
Wow, a lot about myself. Yeah, what do you want to know? I will do like a short introduction. So I'm in Spain. I'm from the Netherlands. I've been on this raw food journey a similar amount of time as you have been. I didn't have any diabetes, but I did have the other long list of issues that you said about. I didn't have any spore heel, but I definitely had a whole bunch of inflammation in my Achilles heel tendons and calves and knees, and all these tendons and ligaments that are connected to the joints were inflamed on and off since I was 11. And was not, at the time that I went raw, I tried so many different alternative medicine, and I changed my diet a lot. I was like, for example, gluten-free already for 6 years. my dairy amount was almost zero. I occasionally did a yogurt of goat cheese for like 3 times a year or something. And yeah, I was really attracted to the raw food because at this moment I share this story in the PDF that comes with the bundle. I was, after the pregnancy, so hypermobile that my body was not able to carry its own weight. So I was super skinny. I'm not like, you can see me, I'm not much now, but I was like really super skinny, at least 10 kilos less than now. And my hip bones were like, if this is the hip bones, like one would always go like this and the other one go like that, and it would scratch the pelvic bone and the SI joints. And according to all these doctors and specialists, I cannot exercise it better because the problem has to do with the hormones that made the ligaments softer, and it's a connective tissue issue. And so holistically speaking, that's a liver issue, but I'm a cold person. I have bad circulation also since long as I can remember. One leg being really terrible, and like the blood pressure was half in one leg compared to the rest of my body. And this was concerning like all these other doctors as well. And of course, everything is chronic and you have to live with that. That sleep apnea, and I couldn't like wake up. I had to wake up like an hour and a half. Most young moms wake up because their baby needs them. Well, I needed my baby to breastfeed me back to sleep because I just wasn't so much pain. And so I was not able to lift my groceries or to go push like a shopping cart. That's my challenge for now. In 1 year, I want to push and go around the corner a full shopping cart without pain. So the problem is not that I couldn't do it. The problem was that it would hurt it. And then if I don't let myself be stopped by the pain, they told me, oh, you're going to go in a wheelchair. And actually people with this condition, I know they are in a wheelchair now and I'm not. And I took my backpack and my baby and I traveled the world. And I went to like Thailand, to Winter Fruit Fest, and I traveled in 2019 all through the south of the USA. And I went to those parks and I was thinking, yeah, go with the camper van to Yellowstone. I want to go. It was so beautiful. And I definitely want to go back there. So, and it only took me like a couple of weeks to start to feel energized. And once I went 100% on fruit, like watermelon and grapes. And this was like, in the spring of 2016, then I finally slept. After 3.5 years of such broken nights, of like waking up in the dark all the time, hoping that you can get a few more hours. And then all of a sudden go to sleep and wake up, seeing the light and feeling good. It was so weird. It was so life-changing. And people say, why are you still doing this? You thought you were going to do 3 weeks. I said, are you crazy? I'm not going back nowhere. This is amazing. I'm like, I don't care what I have to do to keep feeling good and healthy. And I'm improving every single day. I'm not changing my diet back. Like, I don't want to change it back. I don't care about the old foods. And they say, will you ever eat something like a hamburger? Well, probably not, but I don't know. I don't think about that. It's not like you cannot have for the rest of your life. No, it's like, I feel good with this now. And well, 7.5 years later, here I am.
I am so happy for you. I'm so proud of you.
So yeah, thanks. And well, I was already an energetic therapist and I was a holistic therapist. And I was really able to help with energetic blockages with other people. And I did a lot of therapy myself, like so much. I had so much traumas and stuff and things to overcome. But the time I went on raw foods, like this is when my body just did that, like, and it was able to let go, and the stress finally reduced, and I felt that like my brain started functioning again, and the fog started to disappear. And it was really, I I know that a lot of people that are going raw, they're, you know, trying a fast, they get nervous, they get all the emotions, they want to eat because the emotions are coming. And I didn't have that for the first 4 years. I didn't have any of that. And I found it interesting. But I also immediately realized, yeah, probably because I did so much energy and psychology work before, that by the time that I found raw food was next. While most people, they do the raw food and then they have to do the emotional and psychological work. So and now I'm doing this emotional and psychological work again, and working on this aspect of myself again. But yeah, so I narrowed it down, like what made me succeed immediately without looking back, and what is it that others fail. I also had this, my son and his father, and we were living together, and he was like, oh, I like my beer, you know, but slowly, like, he went vegan with me. He ate all the last legumes and rice and all the other stuff that was in the house. We gave the real junk away to, you know, just put it on internet, who wants to have this, and then people come pick it up, right? So I made that process of the 7 simple steps in this current bundle to take people through the process of what really makes you decide, what really makes you succeed. How can you help yourself when you have thoughts about your old food, when you have feelings about the old food, when your family's not supporting you? And how can you, like, download energetically from God or Source Spirit? How can you download those qualities that you need to succeed? And how can you help yourself, like your existence, your soul, like your whole being? How can you help yourself move forward? So it's actually a really holistic course without doing any harm to anybody's religion. Okay, I'm talking. Okay, it's good. Cute cat, go look the cat. So we have outside a new cat visiting. Awesome.
Very nice.
That's very important. You go look the cat.
Yeah, cats outside too.
They're wild cats, but we've got this little green patch over there, and well, they love spring. They want to make babies, so you know, lots of cats.
So your
yeah.
The course that you have, the 7 steps in our bundle, which is only for $50. That's why we are telling everyone this is a great chance, because you're getting with $50 so many things that in real world it would cost you at least $1,800 or more. And like what she's offering, so you wrote this 7-step course based on your experience about holistic healing and energy healing, right? And being a therapist. So you work on the mind. So
I work on the body, the mind, and the spirit. And my input as a holistic therapist is the meridians of your energy bodies and the meridians. So it's more like Egyptian traditional medicine, Chinese traditional medicine, even the Ayurvedic traditional medicine has this knowledge about the chakras and your nadis or meridians in the body. And this is how I work. I do have a little explanation of that in the course, but only enough to explain you how you can avoid cravings and how you can work with those energy centers and with those meridians, and by colors, by different kind of foods. And I've called it simple, because the activities itself, if once you've been through the course and you've done them, it takes you maybe 10 minutes a day to do all the activities to make you succeed. But I have to like show you how to do it and explain you a little bit why to do it and give some background. And, you know, I share a story for myself and for my clients and my family as well to highlight what it can do for you and how it works. So yeah, does that explain enough?
Yes, definitely. Some has been through trauma and they want to heal it, they can call you, right?
Totally. Yes.
So do you
yes.
a one-to-one, or do they have to take a course with you, or you do a one-to-one healing, like a therapy work?
I do one-to-one therapy work. However, I do look at the person. I do not take many people for just one session. It really depends the question. For example, if somebody's really into doing a 2-week juice fast, for example, I can do with them in 2 sessions, you know? And I have a program completely ready for them to take, and then I have 2 personal sessions with them. But if really somebody who really has a big trauma and they really try to transition their whole lifestyle, yeah, that usually takes a little bit longer. And I really want to make sure that people succeed, and especially if they're on medication, to do it safely and to move them from like maybe the medication to some supporting herbs or supporting tinctures, and then slowly to homeopathy to get to the cause of all of that, while going more and more raw. In the end, with them having a lifestyle, a diet lifestyle that they can keep up for the rest of their life if they have to, and that they have all the tools. So most of the tools are in the course, but really if you have some big trauma, I would suggest some one-on-one work and do some shadow work. So the minimum then I work with is 7 sessions. Yeah.
Amazing. I'm so happy that I met you and I got to know you. I because I do water fasting myself. I most of the time 3 days every season, or sometimes once a month. Sometimes since I'm a caregiver for my moms, I can't always make sure that I do 3 days. Sometimes it goes 2 days. Before, I have done 5 days and I was so happy. I was like dancing. I'm not recommending here that people go do water fasting at all without knowledge or without supervision or without first being raw. I'm not saying that at all. But the emotional aspect of it that you said, sometimes I break my fast not because I am hungry, it's mental, it's because emotion. Sometimes lately, maybe whenever my body is more clean, I have less emotions. I'm so like, my mind is so clear. That's one of the things that I like about fasting. But I'm really interested in knowing more about because I also have friends who have been through trauma. I would definitely introduce you to them, and it's a pleasure to be in the same bundle with you. Again, the bundle is only for $50. You get so many things that you can use for the whole year, because this bundle comes in only once a year. The raw vegan bundle is only once a year, and you have so many resources in there. This is just one of the resources. 40 people contributed in there. My book is called Love Recipes, and it has simple recipes that can help you get through the days. You know, you just need to learn a few recipes that you enjoy making for those times that you have a craving or you have a special occasion, so you don't feel deprived, you know, and you get
And I agree on the simple. I feel that I am one of the specialists in simple, fast recipes, and this book, I love these recipes. Simple, fast. You know, it fits in 1 page. That is perfect. There's only 5 lines on what you need to do. Awesome.
Because I'm myself, and I'm a teacher, so I know that you give people too many things, then not everybody can absorb. I mean, it's amazing when there's, yeah, that bread, a lot of people like it, and I like it. You can use it as a pizza crust also, or whenever you just feel like craving some bread.
My God, I am going to make that. I'm looking at it. I'm going, oh, I have to buy some buckwheat. I haven't had it in more than a year. Oh my God. Yeah.
And
Your
it's
book
blood
is good.
Yeah, it balances blood sugar levels. There's the banana stick there, that because here in California, in Los Angeles, we have a beach. It's called Newport Beach. And when I go there, I love it. They have this banana. It's called Newport Beach banana stick. I was gonna try it, but then I said, oh my God, the chocolate probably is not vegan and it has, it's fat. So I made my own.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Unfortunately, I have to go in 5 minutes. Gotta
It's okay.
stop.
I didn't expect us to go past 1 hour.
It's
Usually one
so,
hour is enough.
yes, it is so much fun to be in the bundle, to meet people like you, and
Likewise.
be able to share with other people something that can help them, just like it has helped us. Yeah.
I think I have a kid here that wants some mama attention as well, so I better go give him some.
Much for your time, and I hope we can meet each other in person. You're welcome.
Totally.
Would love to meet you, or maybe I can get to Spain at one time again.
Well, you're also welcome to join the Fruit Festival if you want. It's in July. It'll be in the Netherlands, so you can see over there.
It's
so
in the
yeah, that's my Dutch Fruit Festival. It's already in July, but 17 to 21 of July. So you are always welcome. Everybody else who listens, who feels like they want to come, you're more than welcome to join.
At that time, but I would love to come another time.
All right.
Definitely. I'm really caring for my mom. I don't leave her alone, but I'm also teaching in July. But good for people who can go. I mean, I would love to be in a fruit festival. Yes.
Well, who knows?
Maybe.
Well, who knows? I'm going to USA again in December and see how I like it and what is it. And I would love to go back to one of those parks and do a camper van like you just said. I love that so much. And yeah, it made me feel alive to visit such places. So who knows? Next time I'm in LA, then we can say hi.
For sure, for sure. Thank you so much for having this interview, this live with me. I really enjoyed it.
Thank you, Roya. Thank you for joining me. Have a really wonderful day today, all right?
You too. Have a great afternoon. Bye-bye.
All right. Much love. Thank you.
Bye-bye. Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Buy bundle, only $50. It's a big sale, and it is only on sale until May 11, 11:59 p.m. Bye-bye.